Welcome guys, and let's get into it. So I'm just gonna quickly share my screen with you guys. And yeah, I've got the same PDF that I've created in Word, and I've exported it as a PDF. So if I open it, it will open in preview. Now, just for those who do not have preview or do have preview as well as Acrobat Reader, if you do open a PDF and it opens in Acrobat Reader, don't worry guys, you can just do a secondary click on it and then open it with, and you can select preview in there. If you do want to make it permanent, then you can just hold down the Alt key, and while holding down the Alt key, it will say always open. You select preview, and then it will, each and every PDF henceforth will only open in preview. The same you can do with Acrobat Reader if you want to go back to it again. So for now, I'm just going to go straight and open it in preview. Now, normally by default, your PDF will come up as just one straight window. I like to have this sidebar open, and I'll explain to you guys later on why I do prefer that. So I'm just going to keep my thumbnails open on there so that you can actually see how many pages you have. So first of all, I want to annotate or edit this PDF, right? So if I go to my toolbar, and under my toolbar is markup, if I click on markup, it will bring up my markup tools. So yeah, I'm now able to just click on the line and start typing, but now it only works if this PDF was editable. But this PDF at the moment is not editable, where I can click on the line and start filling in. But no problem. I can still go to my text box, click on that, and it will insert my text box, drag it on the line, and I can now start adding in my details. I can copy and paste the text box, or just add another one in, and so on. Put that one in as well. Now, after adding in my details, the one question you guys might have is then how do I insert my signatures? Now, we have discussed it in the last meeting, but I'll do this one for you guys again. So yeah, if I go to my signatures button, I've got trackpad, camera, iPhone, and iPad. Now, trackpad, again, I don't like to use that one because there isn't actually a guide to show you where you're at, because all of us, or I would say most of us, we lift up our hand when we're doing our signature. So there isn't a guide to show you, okay, where you have to tap again to start writing. So that's why I don't like to use a trackpad. However, there's the camera option. Now, the camera makes it possible for you to sign on a clear white page. Here we go. So I click on done. It's a bit faint for now. I think it's due to maybe my handwriting being a bit light on the page. So if I tap on done, it will add in a signature. The other option as well, so I've got one signature, I can click on create signature again, and I can go to iPhone, iPad. That's it. Just drop down in the background. But if I can now sign on my phone, and it will automatically insert my signature into my application. Right? Click on done. And now I've got both my signatures that's been added on through my sign as well as my phone. I just click on any of those signatures, insert it. I can drag it down, underline, resize, and so on. Now, what's so cool about preview is the following, right? I've added in, I've annotated, but I've got two options. So say for instance, I've now done this and I've closed down, even go as far as say save it, and I close down my PDF. If I go into it again, right, you will notice that I can still remove these items out of my PDF. However, my signature is set. I can't make any changes that side. However, say if I want this to be a permanent case, right, and I don't want anybody just to click and delete it, all I do is I can then go and export it as a PDF, or even go to print. And in my print, I can say save as PDF. Now you're saving a separate copy as PDF, and I'm just going to give it a different name just to show you guys the difference. I'm going to go preview 1. And it's saved into my desktop. I'll just save it straight here. Save it into a folder earlier on. So there we go. Now, if I go into my test file, you will notice that now if I click on it, I can't make any edits or any changes, right? Now, what I can also do in terms of my editing is I can also do highlighting and so on. Now, with that, I'm going to open a different PDF. I'm going to open a PDF with more text on it. So I'm going to take this one, our Freedom Charter, or we say the ANC's Freedom Charter. And here you can notice that I've got different highlights on it as well as a sticky note, right? So I'll show you guys how I add those items in. Now, if I have my PDF with my different pages, I can go and click on my highlight tool. Now, if I click on my highlight tool, I can just go and select the text and it will automatically highlight it. Now you can see at the moment mine is underlining because it's actually under my underline option. So I'll just change it to highlight blue. And now I can just highlight that. And I can go further and highlight more text, right? Which is fairly easy to do. Now, once I've done all of those highlights, and I've got additional ones that I've added in as well, if I go into my view tool button, I can see that there's highlights and notes, and here it will show me all of the highlights that I've made and also my sticky notes, right? So guys, even if it comes to like, if you've got a PDF or a textbook as a PDF, or you're reading an interesting book and you want to make notes out of it, you can actually do it straight within Preview. And this helps me a lot even with my studying when I have to prepare for certain exams and so on. So that is the highlight tool. Now, when I open this file, guys, you would have noticed that I had all my highlights and my notes in already. Now, it can be a bit of a problem because now, what if I want to revert back? Now, the cool thing about Preview is that you've got a function built in which is called revision. This revision you will also find in pages, numbers, and keynotes. So it will do the following. So if I should go into, so if I have my PDF open and I go to File and I go to Revert To, you will see that the Revert To, it gives me the last open, but I can also go and browse all versions. Now if I go to Browse All Versions, it will then show me the previous versions, and it similar looks like, or it looks similar to that of Time Machine, for those who have played around with Time Machine. But for those who did not, this is basically what the Time Machine interface will look like. So I've got all my saved copies on the side, and I just made 2. So there's yesterday's one that I've worked on. And as you can see on the window on the right, it shows me one that has hardly been highlighted at all. And if I go back one step, it shows me one that I haven't highlighted at all. So now if I click on Restore, there I've got the original version back without any highlights and notes. You can also go forward as well. So if I wanted to, I can go back to where I've highlighted by doing exactly the same action. And I can just go to that version that I've highlighted, as you can see. Okay, so you kind of have your cake at the same time where it's set in stone, but you can always revert back, right? Now, the question might come up, yes, Angelo, it's good that we can do the revision and so on, but can we, what happens if we share the document with someone? Can they also do the revisions? Now, they only send the copy that you were busy with, that you sent. So if I send this PDF, click on my share button at the top, and I send to mail, it will send that version only. Just keep that in mind. And as you guys know, in my mail, I can now, say if I forgot to put in my date, don't worry, I don't need to go back to Preview. I can actually just do it straight, clicking on the arrow and mark up and do further editing within my mail, okay? So that is also what you can do, which I've shown in our last session with Mail. Now, let's take it up. Let's go a bit deeper with this. Okay, so now we know how to annotate, we know how to do the highlights and so on. Let's take a PDF. You know, the last time I bought a ticket, I got a PDF with a ticket attached and it looked like this. Okay, with all the details and everything on it. And I didn't want all the details, I actually just wanted the ticket. No problem. I opened it in preview, went to my markup, in my markup, and I went to my select tool. Now in my select tool, I just selected that part there. And as you can see, when I'm selecting it, it comes up with crop. I just click on crop. Okay, it says there, content outside the selection is hidden in preview, but you might be able to view it in other applications. Fine. I don't need to show that message every time. I'm just going to click on OK for now. And you can see there I've got that ticket only, right? So now I'm just going to go back to view my thumbnails. So now I can, you see I've got this page separate with my ticket, so I can click on that page, hit my backspace to delete it. Okay, now I've got only that ticket. Now I can print that out and do whatever and so on. And I can close it down, and you can see it will only state the ticket. And guys, if I made a mistake, no problem, revision. Go back and revert back to the way it was. Now, I've got my ticket, but at the same time, I realized, oh, flip, I've got other documents that I would actually accompany with it. So I go into my PDF that I've just cropped, and now I'm going to open this PDF at the same time. So I've got two PDF documents, and now I can drag certain pages into it. So now I decide, you know what, I actually need my hotel reservation, and I'm going to drag that into my PDF as well. And so I can merge documents or pages from one PDF into another, right? And I can close this one down. And there I've got my new PDF with the pages that I want. So now I've got my PDFs all laid out. So another thing that is good about preview is also how we can navigate. So initially I showed you guys with one PDF where I've got multiple pages. I can go and view it page by page, but I can also change the way I navigate in preview. So if I go to my view button, then I can see I can do continuous scroll. Now by default it's continuous scroll, so I can just scroll down, it will continually scroll through, but I can also go to say single page. So now it will only show me one page at a time. I can also go view and show 2 pages at a time, right? But I can also push it forward and view it as a slideshow. So if I go to my first page again, and I go slideshow under my view menu item, it will now come up and show it as a slideshow. Okay. Now, coming back to I'm just gonna go back to my ticket PDF. Now, yeah, I've got my ticket PDF, but I don't want anybody to just open it. So I can do a password protection on it. So I can go to File. So if I go to Save As, it comes up with my Save As screen. And now I can click on Encrypt. So now you just click on the Encrypt button, and here you can insert your password. So the password I will use is 1234. And 1234 am I verified, and click on save, and I'll just replace it with the existing one. And now I can see that the icon has now changed. I'm just going to close it down. So here I can see the icon has changed because it's now an encrypted PDF. So if I double click on it, it comes up to ask for the password, and I can just go 1234, and there we go. So that is now how we can easily encrypt a PDF. So another cool feature about Preview is that we can take photos sitting either on Finder or even in Photos app and create it into a PDF. So I'm going to start with using my Photos app first. So if I go to Photos and I say select just a few photos, I'm just going to select, say, these four here, and hold down my command key and then select these four. And now one thing we must keep in mind, if we want to export as a PDF, it won't go through the normal export route, as we can just export it as an image format. Here we will go and do a secondary click on any of those selected images, and we go edit with preview. Now it will pull those photos into preview. Now what I can do in addition to these photos, I can go into my markup tool and I can go to my color adjustment tool, and I can even change the colors here as we are editing it within preview. I can change the saturation, maybe make it into a black and white image, or even turn it into an old sepia image, an old time image. And I can also play with my exposure, make it brighter, make it a bit darker, and so on. So I've got quite a few options here, but it's not as complex, or you don't have as many tools as you would have if you are editing in Photos, but it's something to work with while you're within the application. Now keep in mind, if you should make any edits this side, then the changes will take place in Photos as well. It still does a non-destructive editing and you can still revert to the original. But now after I've made those changes, I can either just export the one photo by going to File and Export as PDF, or I can export all of them as PDF just by going to my Print button. And in my Print button, I'm just going to change it to a Show in Landscape format, and then I can go to PDF and Save as PDF. Now I'm just going to push it out into my desktop, and I'm just going to take the .jpeg away and save. So there we have our PDF, and all of our images has now turned to PDF, as we can see. Now that is for images that is sitting in Photos. Now if we have photos in Finder, this is slightly easier. But now if I go to my Safari folder on my desktop, as I've got a few photos there, I'm just going to close Photos down. And if I go to my Safari folder, there I've got also 5 images, and I'm just going to select them all. First select the first one, hold down my shift key, then select the last one. We'll take everything in between, and now on the selected items, any of the selected items, I do a secondary click. I go to my quick action and I select create PDF, and here it will now straight on create the PDF of those images. If I click on that PDF, then it will show me all the images as now converted to PDF. So these are now how we can create PDFs from images. So another awesome feature of Preview is that you can save an image that comes out of any of the other applications that you've put together. So in other words, if you have an image that you have now edited in Numbers and Keynote in Pages, you can export that image into Preview, and from Preview then create it into a specific image file. Now just to show a quick example in terms of how to do this, I'm gonna take this image here that's got a white background to it. Now the purpose of this is I want to use this image, but only the image, not the white background that comes along with it. So first of all, I'm going to go into my Keynote. I'm just going to spotlight search it quickly, and I'm going to go with new document. I'm going to choose the basic black theme, and now I'm going to just remove the elements on that slide. And what I'll do is I'll drag that image straight onto my slide, and here you can see the reason for the black theme is so that I can see the white background. Now the tool that Keynote has to remove the background is called the Alpha tool. So after selecting the Alpha tool, if I move with my mouse pointer onto the image, I can see that it comes up with a magnifier, and I can then click on the color that I want to remove, click hold, and we can see how it slowly removes the same color, which is my white background. If I release, they took out now the white background. I click on done, and there we go. That's now the image without the white background. So if I click on that image because I want to save this image as a totally separate image, I do a secondary click on it and I click on copy. And now I'm going to go to preview and I'm going to open my preview. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to file and say new from clipboard. So there's my image now without the background. And I want to save it now as this specific image. So I go to file and I save it. I'm going to give a titled name. I'm going to go without and keep it as PNG. And now I just save it onto my desktop. There we go. So now I can see that it's now saved on my desktop. And just to test it out, I'm going to remove the image that I was busy with. And I'm going to go back to where my images are saved. And I'm going to take the one that I originally had, which is the one with a white background, and just prove to you guys that I've actually saved it as a separate image. I'm going to drag the one that I've created through preview. And there we go. Now we don't actually need someone who knows Photoshop to be able to do this, as we can do it straight through the applications that comes with our Mac. Now we are running out of time. However, there was one more example that I wanted to quickly show you guys. This is just outside the scope of preview, but it's quite handy. If you've got Microsoft Word 365, or I'm sure 2019 can also do it, you can open a PDF in Word and it will create it into a document. So if I take this PDF here, the test file for preview, if I do a secondary click on it and I go to open with, and from preview I then say I want to go to Microsoft Word. Now keep in mind, I'm using Microsoft 365. It won't work with the older version. 2019 possibly will also, the updated 2019 version will also be able to do this. So if I say open with Microsoft Word app, then we can see that it will convert that document into a Word document, and here I can now make edits on it as if I was working on a Word document, and it looks exactly the same as my PDF, as you can see. Of course, not all documents will come out the same way. Some documents that's got tables on it, it will not show the tables. However, it will show the text as it was, but without the tables. So that is the preview lesson. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one.